Hello there YouTube, it's Conspiracy Boy here for Back in the Day Toys with another Carboot haul video. This time we went into some different Carboot sales than others we've been to so far in 2016. One was the first one they've done in the year, which was in a field, and the other one was on tarmac, which I believed was the first of the year, but turns out it wasn't, it was their second. But we still had a good day anyway. So rather than show you the finds in which I got them, I'll just run through closest to me, and then yeah, we'll just go through it like that, guys. So at the second Carboot I bought a bag of 6 figures for £3 from a guy who was definitely a toy dealer. I wanted these two. They're Bionic 6 figures. I really wanted this big metal monkey. I've been looking for him for a little while, not for any particular reason, never saw the show, just really like the idea of a big metal die-cast monkey. The other toys that came in the bag were this fella, who looks like a bit of a cowboy, perhaps, and on the back it says Tonka 476, so I guess he's meant to drive some sort of car, perhaps, I don't know. Also this old G.I. Joe figure with the Cobra Commander logo on, and then these two, which I don't really have a clue what they are. One's white, one's blue, both got ginger hair and faces like a plastic Prince Harry. Both appear to have breasts as well, so yeah, really weird those, no idea. So that was my £3 spend there. I also bought one of these modern crash test dummies for 50p, whose head still seems to be in working condition. So yeah, modern crash test dummy, 50p. I found this little toad in a box for 25p. He needs a bit of a clean up, but we'll give him a good clean up and he'll be okay. We bought this cool transformer. Apparently this is a Soundwave VOC version, and it took me a long time to figure this out, but that front panel actually pops down and exposes this piece, and then if you push hard enough you flop that piece out, and then that bit that you've managed to flop out, you press the bottom of it and it all opens out into a little bird thing. So that was really cool, and that was only 50p. So yeah, I was really chuffed with that. I posted a photo of it, and someone said, oh, have a look inside his stomach, you might get a nice surprise. So I did, and I did, yeah. So thanks for your help with that one. I also found an extreme dinosaur, don't see those every day. It was 50p and in a box of other dinosaurs, none of them extreme. The woman said to me she didn't know what it was, and I said it was an extreme dinosaur, and she said, oh yeah, look, it looks very extreme that. I said, no, it is an extreme dinosaur, and she went, yeah, extreme, yeah, yeah. So yeah, don't think she quite understood, but yeah, we all know what an extreme dinosaur is. Silly old people. Someone else had this. This is Morrowind Game of the Year edition on the PC. I picked this up on the Xbox, the original Xbox once, and Carboot Collector said it was worth having because you couldn't get the DLC for this anymore. It comes with its map and instruction leaflet. So that was £2. And from the same seller, I also got these little Star Wars figures here. They were 20p each. It's a little Ewok. They're all solid sort of PVC. Yoda. I've had a little solid plastic Yoda like that before. Solid Darth. Lightsabers looking a little limp there. A Wookiee. A Stormtrooper. And a little C-3PO. Now they're not the best of quality, those little toys, and they are branded, so it's not like they're bootleg, they just don't look good quality. So I'm going to show you this stack here and this stack here, guys, because I think these were some good finds. In fact, they take up a lot of camera. I'll leave them till last. What else have we got here? We've got this very strange Spider-Man. I think it's meant to be webs made out of baseball bats made out of web, but it just looks really dodgy. And he was £1, but he was probably the best conditioned Spider-Man I got of the day, so he was worth it. What else have we got here? We've got this Sonic the Hedgehog LCD game. It's a little bit sun damaged, but it still works, which is pretty cool. That was only 50p. Let's go for this little pile here. There's a more modern Skeletor. I think it's like the Laser Battle or something Skeletor, whose hand moves and he's all shiny. He was 50p, and the fella also had these two Warriors of Krang figures, both the same, and I think I've already got him, so... But even so, Warriors of Krang, don't see them too much. Really chuffed to have some more Warriors of Krang. So they were 50p each as well, so that was £1.50 there. There's a lady doing figures for 20p each. She had these 3. I think maybe the one on the far left is Poe from the new film, perhaps. And then the other 2 look like stormtroopers from older Star Wars films, but that could possibly be Poe there. I'm not sure. Maybe it has a year of production. That might give it away. No, it doesn't say when it was made. But yeah, it could be, or it could be anything from it. Anything. Who knows? She also had these. These are like the small Marvel toys that you get like in B&M. They're a bit crappy, but for 20p each they're not bad. So there's 2 Captains America and a Thor. So that was something like £1.20 for them. We also had these. Now this was from a woman who was quite clearly a dealer. She's a little old lady, and her husband goes around, buys it all, and then they sell it and sit and eat their sarnies. And while he'd walked off, I said to her, "Oh, how much are your action figures?" She said, "Oh, they're all £1 each." And I just carried on looking at this box. There was probably only about 8 in there, and I just looked really disappointed, like I couldn't afford them anymore. And eventually she said, "Oh, go on then, if it's just the little ones you're after, you can have them for 50p each." So I was like, "Oh yeah, brilliant." So we ended up with VR Trooper. I do like the look of VR Troopers for some bizarre reason. There was this terrible looking Macho Man Randy Savage from when he was in sort of the NWO days, I guess. All scratched and scuffed up. He's an odd size as well, and the only articulation seems to be that his arms move in a weird way. I don't know, it's not your standard sort of figure. He's the same sort of size as these 2. These are like those old, I think they were Galoob wrestlers. I don't know who that one is. Don't ever remember seeing that one before. And I'm really stuck on this one too. Don't remember having this one before either. Pants, yellow, black and white, shoes, buzz cut. Thinking it might be Jim the Hacksaw Duggan, but I'm not certain on that. He might hold that up and go ho with his 2x4. But you never know. I could be wrong. I don't know. And as I was paying, I noticed they had this cool little micro machine. And I said, "How much?" She said 25p, and then eventually she just let me have it for nothing. So yeah, that was good. Down from £4.25 to £2. Moan about that. What else we got over here? Oh, I saw a lady pull this out of her car and put it on the side. I really like this Ghostbusters 2 bum bag. She said she wanted 50p. I picked it up, gave her the 50p. I could feel there was stuff inside it, so I thought, don't say anything, see if she'll clock on. And she said, "Oh, there's actually stuff in it." So she opened it out and was like, "Oh, you won't want any of that." And to be fair, most of it you wouldn't have wanted. It was like some headphones and some other nonsense. She did have this little Aladdin's lamp in there, and I just thought, well, if I'm paying 50p, I want Aladdin's lamp as well. She let me have the genie in the bottle. So yep, 50p for Aladdin's lamp and the Ghostbusters little bum bag. Let's start over here. This was another dealer fella. He had this 2-headed beast that he wanted £1 for, and he also had this 1992 Toy Biz Spider-Man in quite good nick that he wanted £1 for. I asked him, would he do £1.50? he said no, that they were £1 each and that was a good price already. And I explained this sob story about my kids who ripped the arms off everything, and so you don't want to spend much money on them. And eventually he went down to £1.50, so 75p each. But yeah, that was pretty good. And I got this for 50p. I thought this was really, really bizarre. It's like a little fella on a tricycle type motorbike with a lion's head at the front, but it's not customised. It's genuinely meant to be like that. It's just weird looking. There doesn't seem to be any markings on it at all to give an idea of manufacturer or year of manufacture. It's just a really random toy. But I like it, so yeah, I thought I'd have that for 50p just so I can laugh at how bloody weird it is. And then this was a good one. Oh. So these were 25p each, which is the golden price for action figures. So we'll start off bad and we'll get better as we go along. So we've got a ninja style White Warrior there from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You got a modern Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle with some roller skates on. You've got this Conan the Barbarian figure. I wonder if he still works. Oh, he still works. Look at that ferocious action. Go on. You've also got this. I'm sure this was like Venom rather than Spider-Man, but there was this really dark Venom. This seems to be the most popular Marvel character at my Carboot. So I saw 3 of him today. One for £2, one for £1, and one for 25p. I think I already had 2 of him at home anyway, but yeah, so we grabbed that Venom. This guy, who I think is really cool. I think he must be Marvel, because I had like a Punisher and a Spider-Man where this front chopped down, and you could put like some sort of disc in here and it would project pictures, but I can't see how you get his down. You need some new batteries, and I don't even know who he is, to be fair, so if anyone knows what Marvel character that's supposed to be. It's pretty cool looking. Yeah, pretty cool looking indeed. I do really like him. Anyway, and the last one, again, another one I really like. This sort of either, I imagine it's Venom, sort of Spider-Venom or Spider-Man Venom crossbreed, but that was really cool. For 25p, I mean, can't go wrong with that sort of money, can you? Speaking of bargains, we got this 1995 Spider-Man, this more recent Rhino, I think that one was 2012, and this, which I'm really puzzled on. I don't know what kind of robot this is at all. It does seem to be missing 2 bits here, but it doesn't seem to be a head. His foot's broken, a hand missing, but it's a really nice feel to the plastic. It's incredibly detailed and well painted. It might be Spawn or something like that, but part of me thinks it might be something different, but chances are it's Spawn, but I'm not sure. I can't see any markings on it at all to say if it is Spawn, if it isn't Spawn. Maybe it's from something like Portal or Portal 2, or maybe the head pops up somehow. I don't know, but I really like the look of him. So I asked her how much she wanted for the figures, and she said 3 of them for £1, which I thought was really good. I asked if they had any more, and they said, well, we did have, and they pointed to these 2 ladies who are dealers from one of the other local car boots that wasn't on. So they'd obviously just travelled a bit further up the road as well. They just buy everything, and they just had so much stuff. I didn't even want to look, so I just knew it would wind me up. Yeah, they'd been going around buying everything out. And then this was a guy who, early on at the car boot, I could see he had loads of toys. I tried to go over and have a look at his stuff, and he was just getting really angry. The second car boot we went to, it's meant to start at 9 o'clock for buyers and 8 o'clock for sellers. And I bumped into someone I knew at the first car boot, and he said, no, don't go then, because everything will be gone. He said, seriously, just turn up at 8 AM on the dot as if you're a buyer. He said, everyone, all the sellers will all be set up, and you can just pick everything before anyone else gets there. Well, we turned up about 8:05, and there was about 10 cars in the car park, or so we thought. And we walked a little bit further down and saw there was about another 50, maybe 60 cars in the buyers section. So there was a lot of people there already, and it was already, you know, traders and scalpers were all over the shop. And this guy was getting so annoyed trying to set his stall up and people asking him prices. So I thought, oh, I'll just leave him to it, you know, there's no point arguing with him. Anyway, when I went back later, a lot of his stuff had gone. He said he had a box of toys that were at £2 a piece, box of toys at 50p, and a box of toys that were at £2? Yeah, so £2, £1 and 50p. And ones in the 50p box were rubbish. But I took 2 from the £1 box and 2 from the £2 box and told him they were all from the pound box, and he didn't know any different. So that was pretty good. So we ended up getting this cool Tommy Lee Jones from the Batman films, my favourite version of Two-Face, no matter what anyone else thinks, that was the best one. This cool, like, icy underwater Batman fella. But then when I took his hat off, I saw he's probably like an Imagine X one. I prefer the older Batman, if I'm honest with you, but yeah, that was still a cool looking one. This weird Spider-Man that's like orange and red, has flames down him, but he has webbed hands, like as if he's meant to be swimming, and he's got this weird jacket that looks like it has a tube on it for something, but I can't figure out, it's probably meant to fire water, but yeah, really weird. It's like underwater flame Spider-Man. So yeah, got that one. And this old school Riddler, and I don't think I have this old school Riddler yet. So that's even a new one for me, so that was cool. So that was £4, which for me I think that's expensive, paying £1 per action figure. In the £2 box he also had this little Better Call Saul Breaking Bad 4.5-inch vinyl figure. I picked it up but thought, you know, £2's too expensive for Saul Goodman. Maybe if it was Heisenberg I'd think differently about it. But he said, you know what, I really don't like that show, so take it for 50p. And I really like Saul Goodman, so that's going to sit on my desk at work, that. Some other random things. These two little petrol stations, or petrol pumps, sorry, not petrol stations. They were 25p each, 50p for the pair. And I just thought they looked really random, like maybe for some corgi sort of playset. So I picked them up too. I've got this blue Power Ranger, which I don't remember picking up at all, but ended up in my bag somehow, so probably stole that. And then these were the two expensive lots. So first time I went round, this fella had a few toys out on the table, but he wanted £1 each for them. He had this old school Transformer that I thought, yeah, that's got to be £1, so we picked him up. They had this Masters of the Universe figure that I don't think I had at home, so I thought I'll pick him up. And they had this Rock Lord. They also had the Masters of the Universe figure that looked like a Rock Lord, a really, really bad condition He-Man, and just some other general bits that were interesting, but just too much money for £1 each. So yeah, I bought those off of him, so that was £3 for those. And then when I walked back past again, I saw he had this Jungle Book projector. I can't tell if someone's drawn on the front with pen or with pencil. I'm going to try and take it off later in case it is pencil, and I can just take it off with a rubber. The box is got nothing printed on the back, which always makes me think that it's old when they only bother printing on the front. Rather than it does have a copyright there, but I can't make out what sort of year that is. If that's Roman numerals for years, it might not even be. But yeah, definitely an old toy. When you opened it up, inside there's still the inner casing that it came with. There's the projector itself, and then there was all of these projector reels too. I just thought £3, the box, all of these, and the projector itself, it's got to be worth more than £1 each. Unfortunately, nothing gives me an idea of size at all. Age. I'd really love to know when this was made, but there's just no indication on it. The Chad Valley Co Limited, made in England, for access to the bulb or something or other. To focus, move this, but yeah, just nothing with a year of production on. But then the Lion King's not exactly the... sorry, the Jungle Book, that was God knows when. 70s, 80s? I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was a cool little find for £3. I'll try and tidy it up, and then we'll see what we can find out about my Jungle Book Give a Show projector toy. Same people also had this. Can't remember if this is Mask. I think it's Mask, where the bad guys were called the Venom. Yeah, so that was 50p. And there was this tiny little alien dude that I can't figure out. Looks like he's got a gun in one arm, missing a hand in the other one. Stamped on the back 1991 LGTI. No idea what he is. I have to look on Little Rubber Guys forum to find that out. And then this was probably the last buy of the first Carboot sale. I've been looking out for pre-certificate VHS and old school porn, because that seems to sell really well on eBay somehow. So I saw Emmanuel and Emmanuel 2. They're not pre-certificate, but I thought Emmanuel is pretty well known, bit risky. But yeah, I thought for 1974, 1975, it's got to be more than £1's worth, at least from what it seems to be selling for on eBay. Got home, don't look that good on eBay, those ones, so maybe not a good choice. Haven't checked these two out yet, but they're both mangas. There's one called Big Wars and another called Junk Boy. So again, might not even be worth the 50p I paid for them. However, you know, they might be. So I asked him how much he wanted for those, and he said 50p each. I also, just after I asked him, saw he had WarioWare Smooth Moves on the Wii. So I picked that up and I put it under the pile. And honestly, I just completely forgot it was there. Just completely forgot it was there, because then he pulled out these two packs of the DK bongos. So you've got pack 1 there, missing the slip cover, but then pack 2 there with the slip cover, the bongos and the game inside as well. So I've got 2 sets of bongos, 2 boxes, but only 1 slip cover and only 1 version of the game. But he wanted a tenner for the both, and £2 for the DVDs, the VHS. Yeah. So I ended up spending £12 on these 2 bongos, the pornos, the manga, and I sort of got the WarioWare Smooth Moves thrown in free because, yeah, I didn't spot it. But yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed the car boot sale today, guys. I didn't really get pissed off with anyone, which is a rarity at the moment. I keep getting really annoyed with people at the boot sales, just being rubbish. But yeah, it was all good today. Had a lot of fun. Found some stuff. Certainly found enough stuff to make a video on, which always makes me happy. I don't like going to the boot sales, driving miles and miles, and coming back empty-handed. Feels pointless getting out of bed that early if you leave empty-handed. But yeah, so I was really chuffed for that. Big shout out to Jeff Solo. Big shout out to Ben. Good to hear from you again, buddy. Commiserations and goodbye to our friend Black Rabbit. Hopefully he'll be back again another day. It's a real shame to lose him from the community. I hope he still watches videos, and I hope we get to keep in contact with Rabbit, because he was a really good guy, and YouTube is a less nice place to be without Black Rabbit, I think. So yeah, big shout out to Solo, Rabbit, Paulie Poo Poo, all those good fellas, you know, and hopefully we'll stay tuned for more car boot haul videos. Bye bye, guys.